Good morning. Today, Monday, 26th October 2015, paper highlights read by Christina Arul-Selvam. Now let's look at the paper highlights from today's newspaper, Daily Mirror. The main headline says, nightclub owners stabbed to death. Nightclub owner and karate champion Vasantha Soisa had been stabbed to death an unidentified gang in Anuradhapura on Saturday night, the police said. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, opening ceremony of Hambantota Arbor, Channa Vijayawardene is charging rupees 15 million. Channa Upali Performance Art Foundation had Channa Vijayawardene yesterday denied reports that his foundation had charge of some rupees 15 million for performing in the opening ceremony of Hambantota Harbour. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, MPs pepper 9mm largest to 38. The Defence Ministry had approved the issue of 38 revolvers to them and informed them of it through the Secretary General of Parliament. 35 new MPs have requested semi-automatic pistols of the type issued the ministries and senior MPs in the letter sent to the Parliament Authority. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, Press Spec summons 3 ex-Navy commanders. 3 former commanders of the Sri Lanka Navy are being called before the Presidential Commission of Inquiry to inquire and investigate into serious act of fraud and corruption. More news highlight from Daily Mirror, Cut and Cope members. The members of the Parliamentary Oversight Committee cope and being reduced to 12 following poor attendance in Islington. Through the standing order stipulated that only 12 members could be appointed, as many as 21 were appointed on previous occasion in agreement with the political parties. However, the parties had decided to stick to the standing orders this time, sources said. Poor attendance for the members in the past was reason for it according to the sources. The Committee of Public Enterprises will have its first meeting tomorrow. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, the headline says TNA divided over response to UNHRC resolution. The Tamil National Alliance is reportedly divided over the standard should take on the resolution adopted by the United Nations Human Rights Council, it is learned. TNA is a coalition of 4 parties. The leaders of their parties met yesterday to discuss the current political situation in the country. Ilankai Tamil Arasu Katchi, a key partner led by the Sambandhan of resolution that seek action through the local mechanism, alleged right violation committing during war. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, the headline says Temple Trees also has underground bunker. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa said yesterday that his government had built the safety bunker under the President House in front of Shield VIP's former potential ATTE airstrike. He said the Defense Council met the President's house during the previous regime when the war was going on, and the bunker was built as a security measure to protect the defense officials from the unexpected terrorist attack. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, Ranil Wickremesinghe, ignorance of former regime plays SL on collision course with the UN. Despite the integral role played by the Sri Lanka towards the establishment of UN in 1945, the ignorance of certain politicians and other officials of the previous government placed Sri Lanka in a collision course with the international community, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe on Saturday. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, Pacific to board MV Avantgarde on Wednesday. Police team attached to the Pacific would board MV Avantgarde vessel at Gulfport for investigation on Wednesday, October 28, Pacific Secretary said. The team would be sent to verify whether they have connection with MV Avantgarde and the Ratnalanka Limited, Secretary to the Presidential Commission of Inquiry appointed to investigate serious act of fraud, corruption and abuse of power, state resources and privilege. Leslie De Silva said, "We will be sending our team to the Avantgarde vessel in the connection with the investigation pertaining to the RAL. We suspect that all RAL had given to the weapons and ammunition to the MV Avantgarde," he said. Now let's look at the paper highlights from today's newspaper, Daily News. The headline says, Rajarata Iron Man hacked to death. Guinness World Record holder killed in own nightclub. Attackers steal money, bottles of liquor. Personal bodyguards employee fled drunken attack. 2 employees injured, hotel manager critical. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror. The main headline says Maldives President appeal for claim. Maldives President Yamin Abdul Gayoom appealed for claim Sunday, the day after his deputy was arrested the suspicion of link and assassination attempt against him, and said the arrest was made in the best interest of the country. Vice President Ahmed Abim was denied Saturday, nearly a month after the explosion abroad. President Yamin Abdul Gayoom board was later determined to be the assassination bit. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror. LTTE prisoner release. Government meets today. The government will meet today to discuss how they can facilitate the implementation of the roadmap for the LTTE prisoner release. Justice and Buddha Sasana Minister Vijayadas Rajapaksa said yesterday they will meet Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, discuss what kind of release they should grant to the hundreds of LTTE prisoners. Another news highlight from Daily News. Sri Lanka to release 86 Indian fishermen on October 28. India to release 2 Sri Lankan fishermen on same day. 86 Tamil Nadu fishermen arrested by the Sri Lankan Navy in the past 2 months would be released on October 28, the state government said. The state government would also release 2 Sri Lankan fishermen in its custody on the same day, it said. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror. UNP Provincial Councillor arrested. United National Party Central Province Councillor Tissa Bandara, who allegedly assaulted an individual, was arrested by the Dambulla police. The provincial councillor was arrested following the complaint logged by the individual who was allegedly assaulted. Bandara is to be produced before the court, police said. Another news highlight from Daily News. Mother stabbed son with screwdriver. A 11-year-old boy was admitted to the Kandy hospital yesterday after his mother stabbed him in the hand with a screwdriver. According to the Hatharaliyadda police, a screwdriver has pricked skin of the body's left hand. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror. Bunker at President's house built for security reasons, MR. The news continue with answering the media queries about construction a bunker with luxurious facilities at the President's house premises in Colombo Fort. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa yesterday said the bunker was built during the war period for security reasons. Now let's move to the paper highlights from Ceylon today. Fortune 500 listed Japanese corporates here. The first ever high-profile business delegation from Kansai, Japan's second largest industrial and financial region, featuring the 20th largest GDP in the world, was in Sri Lanka last week. The delegation comprised officials in Fortune 500 listed corporates such as Panasonic, Sumitomo, Mitsubishi and Mobani and others. The delegation was in a search of across-the-board biz and investment partnership with Sri Lanka. This is in the backdrop of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's landmark visit to Japan earlier this month. Another news highlight from Ceylon today. Rain should abate slightly today. The Meteorological Department of Sri Lanka stated that under influence of an atmosphere disturbance, showers on thunder showers will occur over the most part of these islands sea area around the island. Another news highlight from Ceylon today. Modi has let down Sri Lankan Tamils. AICC General Secretary and former Union Minister for State V. Narayanasamy has charged Prime Minister Narendra Modi with including doublespeak and pressing in Sri Lanka government on international probe into the alleged war crimes and human rights violations. Another news highlight from Ceylon today. Kondia to file FR in SC. Former suspect in the recent rape and murder girl with Kotadeniyawa, Dinesh Priyantha alias Kondia, will be filing a fundamental rights application before the Supreme Court by the end of this week. Another news highlight from Ceylon today. 60,000 youth drug addicted annually. Janata Vimukti Peramuna noted that every 60,000 youth were becoming a drug addict, adding that the percentage drug addicts in the country was 5%. JVP MP Vimal Ratnayaka said that out of the government statistics, over the 1 lakh drug addicted, 60 were youth. Drug traffickers and drug dealers who engage in the large scale of drug smuggling do so with the same know-how, the blessing of those and judicial and illegal system, the police said. Velesuda's sister continued drug racket. Criminal Investigation Departments is still integrating Gampala Vitanalage Dilini Nilmini, the sister of Velesuda, over the domestic circulation of rupees 1,250 million on black money. Brought you the paper highlights from today's newspaper. We will bring you more tomorrow.